Hey Ray.
Hey Sonya, hey guys.
So tell us about the Sin City figures.
Okay, well, to celebrate the launch of Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, Diamond Select Toys have released a variety of 7-inch figures. Sculpted by Jean St. Jean, this first series includes Marv, Hartigan, and Nancy, all based on the 2005 feature film. Each figure comes packaged with a deluxe display base and accessories in a classic select display packaging that uses the spine to reference the artwork. So we've decided to take a look at the Marv character because out of the three, this sculpt resembles the character best.
Yeah, so let's start with what's in the box.
Yes.
There's a small booklet that advertises various other Sin City items you can buy. Also included is a 2-part alleyway environment, the character Marv, sporting his leathers and trademark white singlet, and 3 accessories, a pistol, a hatchet, and the all-important jerry can of gas.
Or alcohol. Old Marv's got quite a thirst.
Look, can he actually hold the jerry can?
He can. But it doesn't look comfortable in his hand, and it's a fight to get him to hold it. Frankly, I'm surprised that the design of the left hand is so gnarled. If you weigh up having an interesting hand sculpt versus being able to wield 2 items at the same time, then the latter is going to be more interesting and dynamic. What if you simply want, your character to hold the primary weapon in the other hand, for instance?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
But the environment here has a lot of detail though.
Yes.
There's a lot to it that helps set the scene. The grey brick wall has an old pipe that runs down it, spilling water onto the trash below. On the ground, the drain, broken bottles, and rat are a nice touch, but the tail of the rat looks really weird curled up like that.
Yeah, it is, but the environment is easy to assemble though.
Yep.
Now, let's break Marv down. He looks like the character, He looks solid and strong, and he has over 20 points of articulation. Most of the figure is made of a stiff PVC, while the coat appears to be a flexible PVC. I like that it swooshes away from the body. The flexibility of the coat allows the legs to be moved more easily without obstruction. The legs have some unique articulation elements. I didn't like the swinging pivot at the hip, that is, until you combine it with the movement in the groin axis, and then you get a much wider range.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. The knee doesn't go back to a right angle, but the ankle is surprisingly flexible.
Yeah, no, I thought it was only going to have a forward and backward movement, but you simply need to move the ankle forward for it to free the heel. Then the range is around 270 degrees. This torso movement doesn't really do much for me. I'd have preferred a twist at the hip instead.
Yeah, what about the arms?
Well, they're good, but they're nothing to write home about. The shoulder movement is restricted, a little by the coat and a little by the width of his chest, which prevents him from aiming the gun directly in front of him. The head sculpt is decent, and I think they've managed to get that duality of strength and that cheeky glint in his eye. What do you think of the figure overall, Sonya?
Okay, well, the paintwork has been smudged in a couple of places, but the figure has a lot of different textures and detailing, from the creases in his leather to the ribbed effect on his singlet. There's 2 studs on the base, but they don't seem to serve much purpose. I mean, yes, they will hold Marv, but it won't be the most interesting pose you can get from him. Overall, he's a good figure, but I'm only going to give him a borrow.
Cool. Well, when I was moving him around, I noticed that the coat kind of acts as a bit of a third leg. You can use it to balance him in positions that would otherwise be impossible because the figure itself isn't the most well-balanced of toys. That said, aesthetically, if you're going to look at the toy, he's a bit rigid, but once you start moving and manipulating the toy around, a lot of the design elements start to shine. You get a lot more flexibility out of him. If you were going to purchase any of the toys in this line, I'd suggest getting hold of them and rotating the joints half a dozen times each just to loosen them up a little bit. They won't break at all because Diamond have done a decent enough job at overseeing the construction of these figures. So look, I'm going to give them a borrow as well.
Awesome.